I think she was only used by one player. I think Sonic only played her. And before that, no one else even did it because I thought she
Yeah.
was really good. She's really versatile as a first hero.
Oh, there
And
you go, the
DR's,
Tinker.
yeah.
He's back.
This is
So it
actually,
begins.
I was going to predict this. This is kind of exactly what I expected. I know DC actually plays DR on Echo Owls against Undead a good bit. So I almost 100% expected DR. And then the Tinker from Great Wall, I mean, it just suits his play style. And especially, I'm sure he saw the games from Sheik from the last
Yeah.
Tavern Brawl. So yeah, this is pretty much what I expected. Now, the real question is with DR, she's kind of a versatile hero. You can either turn all of those skeletons into like super fast creeping into an early expand, or in this case where Great Wall is expanding, you can do a very heavy, like a fast level 3, and then just push the expansion and trying to end the game in like 8 to 10 minutes.
Oh, the Wisp.
So
He's killing the Wisp before the Detonator can kill the Skeletons.
oh,
That was quite an
nice.
important deal there for the Great Wall. And he's got 2 sacrificial skulls. Is that normal, guys? I'm not an undead expert, but...
I think it's against the Wisps, right? Because they can cleanse off the unholy ground. So just in case a good detonate goes through, he has another one.
Yeah, exactly. No, that is because against good Night Elves, they will detonate the first one,
Yeah.
and the second one's basically just a backup.
Oh,
And he actually did. Sorry, go ahead.
he's coming a bit too late for the creep check here. Gets us
Oh, he gets us around though.
Nice.
Yeah, how did that even work? That was crazy. It almost looked too easy.
Yeah.
built a pocket factory, but the invul is good. Invul is good.
And it's a big one even. Yeah, LiiLD.C looked a bit like he was AFK there for a second. He was like, oh, sorry, didn't see you coming. Now you surrounded me.
So, sometimes you actually let the opponent surround you because you know you can break out of it. I don't know if that was the case in this situation.
He used the big invul potion, probably not.
Yeah,
yeah.
it doesn't seem worth it in this case.
But no, what's gonna happen here with 2 sacrifices? It's not gonna work. This tower rush, or like the.
We actually see Great Wall started his tech as soon as he got scouted out. Great Wall did start his tech. Oh, nice surround coming out on the Tinker.
Yeah, back-to-back surround, and this time it's the underplayer, the Great Wall, that needs to peace out. He doesn't even have a TP though, so that's bad news.
He sold it, yeah.
Yeah, he sold it. He sold it to get the items. That's really bad news.
Well, killing this factory is going to give this DR level 3, and I expect to see him go down to creep his mine and kind of position himself for a little bit more of a macro game.
Yeah, that early game does not work out for the Great Wall at all. It's going to be a tough spot from him now. He's going to attack, and probably we're going to see... I'm not sure, is he going into Gargs now against all these archers?
It has to be Gargs. Yeah, we see double Crypt Graveyard, and LiiLD.C, nice scout. He has this Wisp over here. You basically just have to constantly be vigilant about not letting the Undead get an expansion up in this position. If the Undead gets the expansion up, this game goes from like a 10 to 12 minute game where you have an advantage to being like this 25-minute game, long drawn out, where you don't have as much control over what's going to happen with the outcome. So this Wisp is probably the most important Wisp in the game right now.
That doesn't look good.
He might die.
That doesn't look good.
No, look at the army. It's 3 ghouls. That looks... And he has no experience on the Tinker either, so...
Yeah, and this creep will give him level 2, and it's a relatively easy creep with that factory, but that's going to drain all of his mana. He's going to be out after that factory is dead, and LiiLD.C is going to scout this out, and he can push this super easily with level 3.
Yeah, by him going here in this position, he can just catch reinforcements as well. He also cuts flight path for the Great Wall, who's getting creep check right now. Is the Ogre going to go over?
So
Now he goes over to the Undead.
Great Wall got the last hit. That was important
He
for
can't
him.
get out of this, though. He can't get out of this. There's too many skeletons around, right?
Surround with the Goblin, with the Clockwork Goblin. That was a sweet surround there, actually. It's gonna disappear.
Oh!
There's no damage on him, and he's gonna lose his Tinker instead.
Yeah, Tinker has no TP. Oh my gosh, he actually... LiiLD.C, that was a mistake. He had that Tinker dead 100%. One more hit from that Hunt will kill him.
The Hunter should be faster than the Tinker, though, in the long run.
It's very, very... Yeah, it's very close.
Oh my god.
If he walks into a tree or so, then it's over for sure.
Yeah, he regenerated enough now for 2 attacks, so that's fine.
Yeah.
He needs one more hit, one more.
Now 2 more hits. That Hunt does about
Wake up the
8
creeps,
to
maybe,
10 damage. The
What is
Hunt
he
does
getting?
about 8 to 10 damage per hit.
Look at that, they're playing. Little dance around the shop there.
And even though that Tinker escaped, that was a disastrous play for the Great Wall. Canceled the Zig, no expansion coming up. He has 2 gargoyles in action over here, but there's a couple acolytes just sitting, not doing anything. Great Wall's just kind of stuck on tier 2, and LiiLD.C knows he has a massive advantage, and he's throwing up his own expand in the bottom left.
Yeah, that Dark Ranger is reaching level 4 already against the level 2 Tinker. 2 Gargs won't
Actually
do much damage
amazed
either.
me that the Huntress had a thicker model than the Tinker. Couldn't get past the creeps.
They're THICC. I think the Hunters can get past those when they're sleeping. I thought. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, not sure either.
Oh, look, LiiLD.C leaving 1 archer. He knows that the Great Wall's only way back into this game is by getting some ziggurats up at that expansion.
This is a great timing, actually, for this push. You can kill both lores, probably.
Yeah.
Nice Wisp detonate here, killing three skeletons, I think. And now the next detonate, oh my god. It feels like just the detonates are kind of taking care of this.
Yeah.
Yep. This one wasn't cancelled though by LiiLD.C, so a little bit of a micro slip there. He loses a couple of archers now too.
He's not bothering to come back with that Dark Ranger. He's just gonna creep to level 5 instead.
Yeah.
and the thing is, you don't actually really need tier 2 units in this position. Like, since Undead doesn't have like A-bombs or destroyers or anything like that, you can really just mass archers in this position and be completely fine to defend and hold your expansion. And that's what we see LiiLD.C doing. He still has those archers pumping from the 1 AOW. I actually would like to see him root his second AOW and just keep pumping archers. There's nothing wrong with, especially look, Great Wall still making guards, still on tier 2. You can just go like 80 food archers in this position and be completely fine.
Isn't it crazy how he can defend with just units only? Like, okay, he's not really defending. He's not even forced back. Now he's slowly walking back. He's just
that works. That works until the Moonwells are drained, and then once the Moonwells are out, then you're out. Then you're out of luck. Which
is the case right now, actually, and it's daytime, so they're not going to replenish. Expansion is running, fully saturated.
And the thing you said, Lado, is perfectly true. With archers just being enough, more so now in this game mode, where you don't have a Death Knight, to speed up the ghouls, or a Lich to slow down the archers and basically lay the foundation. So it's much easier for LiiLD.C in these games to just kite around against relatively slow undead units.
Yep.
Oh, look at that! He's trying to get an expansion up. Huntress is scouting that, killing some acolytes.
And DC with the level 5 Dark Ranger.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh my god. And of course, he can't convert these gargoyles into skeletons, but still, having that level 5 hero, there's really not much Great Wall can do.
We see the Ritual Dagger. That's actually an item that is not seen a lot in pro play, actually, in normal maps at least, but he's using it for these gargoyles, and it's kind of nice because they're all pretty low on hit points anyway. But his Tinker will certainly not get too much healing done, especially now it's cancelled.
You can always tell when an undead player is desperate when he uses that item.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So let's see. That's a lot of Gargs now, actually.
He should get a staff on his DR and just staff back. His DR is just kind of sitting there. I guess he's waiting for the expansion again. Maybe he does. He's gonna run back with his archers.
He thinks he can beat him with a panda only. But he doesn't have much anti-air, right? Like, if he kills off these archers, the gargoyles...
those archers are more than enough to take care of those gargoyles.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, archers are actually really good against gargoyles. The thing that archers suffer against are Nova, and in this case, there's no access to Nova. So, without a Nova, LiiLD.C won't even lose an archer against that army.
Yeah, first AP coming up now to save the Tree of Ages. Yeah, well, I guess the Dark Ranger is really just patrolling the whole game, but it would be nice to see him in action a little bit more. I want to see these big skeletons coming up, and maybe see him on level 6 as well.
Have you guys seen the Reforged graphic of the level 3 Dark Ranger skeleton?
Nope.
Yep, I've also seen the level 3. Yeah. It's way too huge. It's humongous.
Massive. It's like the size of an Ancient of War.
Really?
I'm not even kidding. It's like the size of the building. It is so big.
I haven't seen that yet. If somebody has a screenshot from that, feel free to post it in the channel. I'll check it out later.
They're carrying a big old shield in the one hand and a big old saber in the other hand. It's like they're all over the place. That model is out of control.
Yeah, it is. It's so big. It's absurdly big. Like you look at it, and you're like, Jesus. Oh my god. All right. Anyway, well, we see Great Wall is just trying to get in this game, and he knows Great Wall. The only way into this game is doing some harassing and eventually getting some ziggurats off of that expansion. But LiiLD.C places an observer ward very smartly, and he has a wisp there. There's no way DC is going to let that expansion get up. Now he's being annoying with these gargoyles, but I think DC is a high enough of a caliber player to know you just kind of split your army, you send enough archers that you need to defend against those gargoyles, and you send the rest of your army to cancel these zigs. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now.
Lightning Sheet coming in as well. Yeah, the Panda is leveling up now. If he reaches level 3, then it's going to be really hard for these gargoyles to do much. He forgot the item. Or did he leave it on purpose, the crystal ball?
It's a statement to Blizzard.
Yeah, well, it is not the greatest item for sure. Let's see if we're going to have a change for the items as well when they bring out the balance patch. That's...
For all of the Blizzard devs that I'm sure are watching this because they're so invested in the game.
Yeah.
After that last update, here you go.
You can see they're excited. Writing that much text, they have to show us some, you know, action as well afterwards. Otherwise, it's just going to be.
They wrote it, and not just some intern that happened to be, you know, at the place.
Somebody hacked the website and posted it for them.
I bet next time there's a global LAN that's like right down the street from their office, maybe they'll even send someone to go watch it.
Oh. Well, the Dark Ranger is taking out these, the expansion attempt here. He's not letting him get these towers up. And the Gargoyles, they're doing a good job as well, but yeah, the anti is too much now, I would say. He's killing off the AP, but now he has to retreat. He's losing one Gargoyle even. Ooh,
yeah,
one.
Even really canceling that and getting the guard kill, yeah, this is looking very grim. At this point, DC could actually just throw up a second expand in the bottom right. It would be like a,
Yeah, and the Tinker is nowhere near that dreaded level 6, and I think it's actually not even a good map for this kind of playstyle either.
Yeah, too small, right?
if you do that on Last Refuge or another map where you have plenty of creeping opportunities and all that stuff, and a larger map to begin with for the gargoyles to roam around, I think Echo Isles is just too small for that to work. It's so easy for LiiLD.C to just walk from base to base and defend.
That's a great point. I'm kind of surprised because there is a veto process, right, for this tournament.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of amazed that Great Wall let this map get through.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like one of his worst maps for what he's trying to do.
Take is writing to me now. What? I registered, and I was like, fuck, check in. Oh yeah, would have been nice to see his human.
Is he playing a little bit of 1-on-1 as well, or is he just doing 2v2 with you?
He's playing on a regular basis actually.
Nice.
He's playing in the German and the Creep Check League. It's like a German league.
Oh, is that with Rocket Beans?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So we got 70 supply already here for our Nida, for LiiLD.C. He has a lot of gold in the bank still. He's expanding.
And not only that, not only is he sitting at 70 food, but it's like the perfect army counter to what Great Wall has. This might actually be the last fight. This is almost like a desperation fight to try and get level 5 Tinker off of the Night Elf units, but. Yeah, with that level 3 Panda, like we can see him running away, but he's basically just running away to make sure he's maximizing those Breath of Fires.
Yeah.
He's not actually running because he doesn't want to fight. He's running just to make sure that he gets those Breath of Fires off on the gargoyles.
Yeah. And he's only using half of his army, so like the other half is walking back now, and that will certainly shut down that attempt here. All the gargoyles are really hurt. They're not going to last much longer.
Yeah.
There we go.
Was that a no GG or was that a desync?